What's up guys, welcome to another video. So in this video I'll be talking about a very crucial topic, which is the top 5 mistakes we traders do find ourselves making. If you're yet to hit the subscribe button, do not hesitate to do that right now. But before we get into this video, I need to finish this guy. I must kill this guy. Yo, that game was so crazy, I swear to God. I lost the 3 of the matches I actually did play, but it's fine. Let's head into what we have for this video. So just like I said, I'll be talking about the top 3 or top 5 mistakes that we traders commonly find ourselves making. Alright, so let's head into it. Welcome back guys. So these are the top 5 trading mistakes that most traders commonly find themselves making, and I'm going to be measuring them based on how they are commonly being used, the mistakes that are commonly being made. Alright, so let's get into it. So number 1 is lack of risk management. You guys know for a fact that I'm a preacher of risk management. Like, I talk about risk management almost all of the time. Even to my traders, I tell them about risk management. Understanding the fact that if you have a very good strategy and a bad risk management, you don't know how to properly manage your trade or manage your capital, then you may end up having some kind of bad equity curve. But in the case where you have a good risk management and have a bad strategy, meaning that probably your strategy gives you, or should I say, is more of a 50% win rate. At the end of the day, when you have accumulated all of the profit that you've made, not necessarily in a day, but in months and also in year, you're going to realize that you have some kind of good equity curve. Right? So this is why I do preach about risk management. That's understanding the fact that risk management is everything. Strategy for whatever you're doing. If you have a good strategy and have a bad risk management strategy, you can't really excel in this field called Forex. So you need to try to build yourself starting from risk. So when you find yourself doing some kind of, you don't know how to properly make use of loss size, you don't know how to properly define the capital that you want to use in your account. Let's say you have $100 account, and in a certain trade you're risking like about 50% of it. That is bad risk management. Right? So with good risk management, you're able to properly know when, like, what amount of capital that you can risk, and also know some kind of safety procedures that you can take, which can help you to limit your losses in the market. Right? So that is number 1 for a fact. That is ignorance of risk management. So if you find yourself being ignorant of how you actually define your risks or how you actually choose your risks, then there's a problem. There's going to be a problem on the long run. All right, so that's for number 1. So for number 2, we have overtrading. Now there's something that we traders commonly don't get to understand. All right, and that's the fact that we don't just get to find possibility in every opportunity, if I'm making sense. Most of us commonly find ourselves trading both the high probability trades and also the low probability trade. All right, and this may end up damaging your mindset, both emotionally and physically, because when you gamble on those, I don't call this trading anymore, instead gambling, because you're trying every way possible, or should I say every strategy possible, to ensure that you make something off the market. All right, so when you do this thing consistently, you're going to be affected mentally. You're going to have some kind of mental damage, right? Or should I say a mental stress, which is a result of overtrading. When you gamble on those different opportunities, you're going to be sticked with different loss rate of each individual opportunities taken, or each individual trade taken, right? So most people usually find themselves doing this over trading You guys may not really think that is important, but trust me, I've been through it, I've learned from it, and I'm looking forward to learn more in the market. Alright, so I don't try to overtrade, because I know that if I overtrade, I get to mix myself with what different loss rates in the market. So thirdly is lack of trading plan, right? Lack of trading plan. So picture it like this. Imagine that you just ignorantly went to buy a vehicle, right? And this vehicle that you bought is something that you have little or no knowledge on how to drive it, right? If you check at the end of the day, when you take this vehicle out there on the road or wherever, you may end up crashing this vehicle. But if you have more of a proper understanding, you have been guided on the guidelines on how to properly drive this vehicle, you can be able to avoid having those crashes, like crashing your vehicle that you just newly bought. All right, so to link it to trading, imagine you just know about trading, but you don't know exactly what trading is, and you just went into investing in trading. Now, as a trader, there's something that we get to do, and that's the fact that when we want to actually take a trade, there are things that we consider checking out for before actually executing our trades. Right? Firstly, there are things that we have to identify, such as our entry level. Right? That is the area that we want to actually enter the market after a proper understanding of what structure says. All right. So secondly, we have our exit levels. Right? And then lastly, we then have our implementation of what risk management. This risk management could be setting your break even, setting your stop loss, setting your trading stops, and so on and so forth. Right? So if you're able to understand properly on how this thing works, then you can limit crashing your vehicle all of the time. No one is perfect. You may know everything, or should I say, you may have read the guidelines, read everything, and known how to properly drive. By the end of the day, when driving, you may end up just having a little scratch on your vehicle, and that's because probably you already know how to properly do these things. The same thing with trading. When you're able to properly understand what is literally happening, right, you can actually limit your loss. Right, there's a way you can actually limit your loss in a way that if you get stopped out in any individual trade taken, it's not capable of terminating all of your whole capital invested. Right, and that's because you have what more of a knowledge, a good knowledge on how these things actually do work. Right, so that's the third point of the mistake that we traders, or most traders, actually find themselves making. Now, the fourth mistake that most traders commonly find themselves making is over leveraging. Right, over leveraging is just more of like a result of bad risk management, when you're not able to properly manage your capital. Right, and this is also a result of a poor background, or let's say a poor understanding of lot size, in the sense that you don't really know the proper lot size that you can actually make use of in order to properly take a certain trade. There are some people with $100, they end up using 2 lot size to actually trade $100, right? Or let's say one standard lot size. The p value for one standard lot size is like about $10, right? So it means that for every 100 pips, right, for every 100 pips, prices, or let's say even 10 pips, right, prices are going to count in more of $100. So at the end of the day, if prices come 10 pips, right, away from your position, like should I say against you, you have burned your capital, right? And this is because you don't really know how to properly define your lot size. So when most people find themselves doing this, they over leverage on trades, right? They just go all in just like that. That's risking $100, not knowing how to properly identify the lot size that can at least be at least $10 off the $100, which is like about 10% or 1%, right? So they don't really know how to properly identify those lot sizes equivalent to their risks. They end up blowing accounts, right? So this is also a mistake that most traders actually find themselves doing. Now, the last point is impatience. Impatience. That's you not being able to wait for the right opportunity. Just like I said earlier, every single person like or would want to participate in every opportunities that are being made in the market, which is very, 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 very wrong, right? Instead, you should settle for what? The ones that actually act as a high probability trade setup. Now, how do you identify high probability trade setup? You identify high probability trade setup with those setups you can identify them as those setups that actually do support the overall trend of the market, right? The ones that actually low probability setup are the ones that are more of against the trend. But due to the fact that people have seen their setup or have seen their whatever confirmation of a particular level, they just want to participate in that particular trade in order to what? Get some certain capital, or in order to make some certain money off the market. Those are the top 5 trading mistakes that most traders find themselves making. Right? So just an advice, as you progress further, try to avoid these trading mistakes in order to have more of a long life in trading. Right? So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you have more of your own personal experience, should I say your own personal mistakes that you know that you're fond of making, just tell us about it on the comment section so that other people can learn from those mistakes as well, even though I may have not mentioned them. Right? And if you're also new and you want more of my content, just don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. All right, so I'll be seeing you guys in my next video.